Hello, everyone. My name is Kataria Kancham, and my topic is non-linear storytelling and intertextuality in Quentin Tarantino's films. This is table of content, introduction, and other topics. Introduction. The postmodern or the new era is a change in regard of structure and storytelling of the films. The regular and linear cinema is now seems like a dull and old-fashioned, and there are new filmmakers who use different type of storytelling that is not simply understood or in a regular structure, rather is disturbed in a manner, and some of the creator develop a method in which they use that disturb order, that is more like a non-linear storytelling as the effective aspect in their way of storytelling. And some of them is Quentin Tarantino, David Christopher Nolan, Alexandro Gonzalez Inarritu, Guy Ritchie. When it comes to Quentin Tarantino, he is a master of storytelling in his own way. In this postmodern era and postmodern films, he is the highly intelligent filmmaker and who first introduced his style in his film Reservoir Dogs. It was released in 1992, and that includes violent action and language. Music, non-linear storytelling, intertextuality, which is includes a reference to past movies, pop culture, and also his own movies in his works. He started with Reservoir Dogs 1992, and then he made another movie, Perfection, that is considered to be his best film, and his other works are and Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Inglorious Bastards, The Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Non-linear storytelling. Non-linear storytelling is not the same as unstructured. A work without any structure becomes a database, a laundry list of available information. The alternative to a linear story model is to use a combination of spatial, temporal, and thematic mapping to construct a story case. The viewer becomes an explorer of the story space. Structuralist theory argues that each narrative has two parts: a story, the content of event, plus what may be called the exist- existence and discourse. That is the expression, the mean by which the content is communicated. In simple terms, the story is what in a narrative that is depicted, discourse the how. My stuff so far, and this is the quote by Tarantino in his interview. My stuff so far has definitely fallen into what I consider perfection. I think Reservoir Dogs fits in that. True Romance fits in that. I always associate lurid crime fiction with pulp. Non-linearity and Tarantino's films. Tarantino frequently offers narrative in which the chronological order of event has been disturbed. Edward Gallenfant in his book Quentin Tarantino, 2006, gives an example that I would like to report. It is one of the most obvious way in which he can be thought of as a modernist in the tradition exemplified in Sartre's famous comment on William Faulkner that he did not first conceive this order plot so as the shuffle it afterwards like a pack of cards. He could not tell it in any other way. Literary and philosophical essay, Hutchinson. This is some example of Tarantino's movie. First is Reservoir Dogs. In this movie, one story of a robbery constructed in disturbed manner, and the other is Perfection. There is three stories interlinked together, and the last one is Kill Bill. Story goes forth and back in past and present. Intertextuality. Intertextuality, a term coined by Julia Kristeva to designate the various relationships that given text may have with other text. This intertextual relationship includes anagram, allusion, adaptation, translation, parody, pastiche, imitation, and other kind of transformation. I can take whatever gems I like, twist them around, give them a new form, bring things together that never have been matched up before. But I never try to for an exact copy or a precise quote or a specific reference. Carbon copies gives me headache. I like mixing things up. This was a quote from Tarantino in one of his interviews. The best things about Quentin Tarantino film is that the use of intertextuality on a large scale. His films frequently makes a reference to other films and occasionally links to things his own. In their conversation, he characterized, discuss current or popular culture. This is some example of intertextuality in his movie Reservoir Dogs. The first scene is inspired from the Ringo Lam's movie City on Fire. That was released in 1987, and the second one is those characters of Reservoir Dogs wears black suit. That was inspired from movie Better Tomorrow 2. In the opening sequence of there are reference of the Great Escape movie 1963 and Madonna and her song Like a Virgin, Lucky Star, True Blue. Tarantino makes more than one reference to comic books, like in his film Reservoir Dogs. That was in his restaurant conversation scene. That was the Marvel characters, the Thing and the Silver Surfer. Intertextuality in Pulp Fiction. There is this example of Pulp Fiction movie. The first is the two celebrities. First is Buddy Holly. He was a singer, and second is Marilyn Monroe. She was a actress. She was very famous in her time. The second one is mysterious suitcase. In that was in his the movie Pulp Fiction. That was reference to Kiss Me Deadly movie 1955, and the other reference in Kill Bill movie Volume 1, that was the yellow suit. That was from inspired from Bruce Lee's last film, and it was not it was unfinished, and that was this yellow suit that he wore. And lastly, the Kill Bill movie was inspired from Lady Snowblood. It was a Japanese movie directed by Toshiya Fujita. The other references in his other movies, like in Inglorious Bastard, the title was inspired by 1977 film that was also called The Inglorious Bastards. And the other is okay. And the other references from various other movies, and the Hateful Eight movie also have a large scale of references. And his last movie 2090s movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is largely based on Hollywood and have many reference. How non-linearity and intertextuality contributes to Tarantino's films. He says that there is in the non-linear films there will be multiple characters, and that they may or may not have a goal. The consequences is that the viewer is observing a character rather than identifying which character and knowing with that character through a dramatic arc. And mostly Tarantino in his movies introduced large number of characters. And the last quote here I want to quote: "My characters define themselves and talk to other through pop culture because they all understand it. If one guy started talking about Longfellow, they would know who that is. But if he talk about Madonna or McDonald's, everybody knows. Or Elvis Presley, everybody has an opinion. My mom can talk about a kind of pop culture. She never goes to the movies, but she knows who Madonna is or who Richard Gere is." And this is some limitation of this research paper, that the limitation of film that are here given as reference, and um only those that is popular of Quentin Tarantino's movies. The other is information and narrowness to understand all the reference he puts in it. Okay, so this is my work cited. Thank you.